Hi everybody, so this is the first of my play the centre and then improvise solo chicken dinner wins. This is one on Erangel, and it comes out of my need really to change from D23E. So in D23E, what I would do is I would jump as far away from the flight path as I could. On the larger maps like Erangel and Miramar, get a vehicle, drive even further away, loot in peace, then come back in and play the quiet edge of the circle and work my way that way. And I enjoy that, and I've had quite a lot of success doing that. But I want to change things up with the way that I play PUBG. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be jumping the centre. So on Erangel, I'm going to be jumping to those groups of houses that are between School and Pachinki. There's about 3 little hamlets. These will be hot drops, as you'll see in a second. You know, other people are going to do the same thing. I mean, if the flight path is somewhere else, you know, then it might not be hot. But generally, more times than not, the flight path is nearer these places. So this is quite unusual for me. So I was a little bit nervous doing this. I started a game before on Vikendi, and that one went okay. I got 3 kills, I think, and then I got killed by somebody as I was going along. But this time we're going in. There's someone there to my right who's going to get on the ground first, and then I think there's another. There's another guy there, so that's 1. So there's another 2 guys in this compound. I try and land on top of this building, fail miserably, land in a tree, drop down, and then it's like, right, need to get a gun. And then somebody lands on the top of my building up here. I can hear him. I'm like, ooh, there's somebody up there. Right, I need a gun, because I know he's probably going to find a gun. And then luckily, we get the old favourite, the Tommy gun. Very impressed with the way the Tommy gun worked in this game, actually. Very, very impressed. Very good for close quarters. So I've got my Tommy gun. I've got 60 rounds. Let's set it onto automatic. Let's go and get this guy. See what he's got. The reason why I'm kind of doing this is I want to improve my gunfighting skills in general anyway. There we go. Goodbye. And you may well say, well, why don't you just drop like School, or drop like a Hacienda in Miramar? You know, drop Boot Camp in Sandhawk. Well, because I think with the PlayStation and with the Xbox, if you drop into the super hot places like School, they're a bit of a crapshoot. All right, this guy comes in, tries to throw something at me. So it's a smoke grenade actually, and then finish him off as well. I think the console can't really handle all those people dropping together, and it becomes very random whether you win gunfights or not. All right, and as I'm looting, this guy turns up as well, and he's looting in that building. And again with the Tommy gun, just creeping very, very quietly. Remember, if you crouch creep, you're virtually silent. And then I just kick the door in. And finish him off, get some more good stuff. Yeah, so I think the game can't handle it, and it's very random. The frames per second drops down an awful lot. It's just random. So you're better off dropping hot, but not completely hot. Now, I run out of the circle, and I end up by Gatka, but as you can see, the circle's down in the southwest corner. And I think I really want to do a hard shift towards the coast. And I come across this motorbike, so I think, well, let's use the motorbike. At this point, I've only got a Tommy gun and an ump. And I've got 3 times on the ump, which turns out to be alright, actually, in emergency. So, again, I call this the hard shift. I decide not to go all the way to the coast. I stop at this little group of houses because I can see that all the doors are closed. And I pick up some more ammo, but I've still just got my ump and my Tommy gun when I leave here in a couple of minutes or so. And slowly now working my way into the circle. We're into sort of the last 10 minutes of the game now. Just being careful. As you can see, I was very lucky with the circle, and the circle isn't that far away. So now I'm just going to try and use the lay of the land to creep in. And again, I'm just being careful, just keeping eyes all around me. Now the idea here is that there's a guy. I see that guy in front of me, so I kind of go down. So I get my super sniper rifle and ump with the 3 times on. Here we go on single fire, and there he is, and he does me a great favour by moving around so I can see exactly where he is and standing up. And there you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, was about 5 shots. Now, this was good because this is really funny what happens next. So I run up to this guy, and he's got lots of good stuff. I think he's got an SKS on him. I think. And I think, where's his box? And I can't find his box. Very wary though. I know there's still 16 people left alive, including myself, and they're all going to be around me. I'm on the edge of the circle, but that's good. So I get his box, and I'm like, oh god, look, he's got all this stuff. He's got 7.6, and then I see, yeah, he's got frag grenades. He's got an SKS. Oh right, I want the SKS. So I'll get rid of the Tommy gun, go with the SKS, and then in a second or so, I hear this rustling to my right and a thump of someone lying down. And you will not believe how close this guy is to me. He must run out of the blue, and God knows how he can't see me. But you know, this is what happens if you're in grass and someone's close. Remember, if someone's far away, right there we go. Dunk, there he is. He's right next to me. Look, he's literally. He's literally there, and you can probably hear me. Oliver had come in, my son at this point, and I was just sort of going. So he's got even more stuff. So now I've got the question: do I want it 8 times? Do I want it 4 times? He's got a suppressor for the SKS. We've got extended mag, all this stuff. So now I'm like, well, actually, I'm pretty well suited and booted now. I've got enough meds. I've got loads of boosts. I've got enough ammo. I've got a suppressed sniper rifle. You know, we're good to go. There's 10 people left now. We're on the edge of the circle. Things could be possible, and I've killed quite a few people as well at this point. 5, which is a lot for me. My average when I'm getting a chicken dinner is normally 2 to 3 wins. And it probably helped the fact that Oliver was standing next to me watching me, so I couldn't let him down. That's why you can probably hear some little voices in the background. So now what I'm thinking about is, where is everybody else? So I'm looking out all around and listening for the gunfire for everybody else is around me. Putting a dot in the centre of the circle so I know which way I'm going to be going. You can see I'm coming from the quiet side of the circle. It's good, but at this time of the game, people tend to have spread themselves around the circle anyway. Getting fully boosted. Level 2. Oh right, now I see this guy coming along. The beauty of the suppressor is people often don't know where you're coming from. He decides to go for this motorbike here, which is an interesting tactic. And dispatch another guy. So 10 seconds to the blue. Time to just kind of run in and see what's going on. I can hear a grenade going off to my far right, so I kind of decide to use this little dip here, and then on the right, more gunfire to my left.
I was looking at some. I'm changing my playstyle out to
something a bit more. Just kind of looking out, listening out.
Yeah. No, I've been
to see if anybody's going to come on my flanks. The blue's coming in, but
I'll drop the edge and work my way in.
The blue doesn't come in that fast in Erangel. I mean, it will come in faster than you can run, so you do have to be careful. So, looking out for all those indicators, looking out for vehicles.
I'm working my way out.
Right, we're down to 7 with me.
What happens? You bump into a lot more people.
So now it's a case of just making my way into the circle and looking for the divots, looking for the kind of the bends in the earth, the defilades that will allow me to make my way into the circle. Now I do see a guy up on that hill. He's just run past, so pretty sure there's someone up there, and I can hear gunfire as well. I don't always recommend going prone at this stage in the final circles, because you are very, very, very vulnerable. You know, if somebody sees you, you can't move. You know, you start firing at them, and you'll be dead. However, as you can see, all we've got here is trees and rolling landscape. So to stand up and run around could be a bit of a suicide attempt. But by using the way that the ground sort of slopes away, I can kind of rely on being semi-hidden. I mean, without a doubt, you know, I've got a lot of luck, but I'm trying to make my way into the circle via this ridge to see if I can see that guy who's firing over the top. Very aware that, you know, the slow side of the circle is to my right. You know, where all the space is that isn't in the blue, so people are going to be coming in from there. And now we're into the top 5. People still firing pot shots at each other, giving away their positions, which is good. And I've got a pretty good view now of the rest of the circle. So now I'm just looking out. Where is everybody? You know they're going to be snaking in the grass, because this is what happens in solos. Having a really good look round. Right,
There.
see the movement far on the horizon, but there's no point trying to shoot him, he's too far away and I'll just be giving away my position. So I know nobody's down to my right, so I'll run back down this way, and then I'll cut back in through this little defilade, through this little cut here. See the way that the ground kind of dips into that little V, and that makes all the difference when you're prone.
Yeah, I saw the guy running along.
So 4 people left. Right, so somebody else died, so it's 3 left. Me and 2 others. I know that there's someone up and to my right, and I'm still pretty sure there's someone to my left from that guy I saw earlier. So getting boosted up, and now it's just a case of not giving away my position. Putting another dot in the circle, so I know exactly where I need to go to get to the centre of the circle should things go a little bit awry. Now I know there has to be someone over there, so it's just a case of waiting for them
I'm in a little divot here.
to make their move. Where would they be? They've got to be somewhere over there. Using the third person camera, hitting that top right shoulder button on the controller just to spin it around so I can look around without them necessarily seeing any movement from my character. You do have to be careful when you do that, when you're swapping weapons, because enemies can and will see that. Right, so I see him now. Let's get the SKS out because I've got the silencer on it. Does a very good thing and lies down. Thank you very much, sir. So I know it's me and one other guy, 7 kills. This turns out to be an 8-kill dinner, which I think is my highest ever. And now it's just a case of
18 seconds.
thinking, where is the other guy? Where would you be? What cover would you be using? We know he's either lying down or he's in a bush, or he could be behind a tree, but most of these trees, they're pretty narrow.
I want him to move.
So I'm just waiting for him to make his move before I slowly crawl in, because even the slightest movement can give you away. Just looking around. Right, now I see those rocks sort of forward and to my left, and I kind of think maybe he's going to be behind the rocks.
Rock.
That's where I would probably be. Right, so
There
now
he is.
there we go. So I think he's behind those rocks.
He's
Now
got to be behind that rock.
the circle has gone to those rocks as well, so I'm even more convinced that he's behind those rocks. But I still can't see any movement. Sometimes you'd see when people have cover behind rocks, they don't just use the third person peek, which they can do, so you can look behind rocks without exposing themselves. They do poke their heads out, but I don't see him. So, we've got 30 odd seconds, time to boost up. Let's get to full boost. Because at this point I'm thinking, right, this is going to be a running finish. I'm going to have to assault those
Where would you
rocks.
be?
I'm going to have to run along, and I'm going to have to try and take him out. But he's going to be behind cover, so that's why I want that full boost. So, just looking around. Where is he going to be? Is he going to make his move? Is he going to be making his move? Listening out. Looking. Crawling very, very, very slowly. Circle's coming in, so I've got to move now. I throw a smoke just to see if we can flush him out. Right, there we go. He's stood up. He's not in the circle. I make a mistake and get my SKS out by mistake. Wrong gun. He runs that way.
And
There we
that
go.
is a chicken dinner!
And I was very happy to get that with Oliver watching. So there we go. If you've got any questions or comments, please put them down below. Thank you very much, and I will
I've
see
got the wrong
you
gun out, Ols.
again soon.